Hey, welcome back to You Can Play It Too, a series where I break down fingerstyle guitar songs so much that pretty much anyone can just pick up a guitar and play along. Today we're working on Pavane of the Starry Night Part 3, and we will be learning Section B. Alright, let's jump right in. Alright, let's get started. I will divide Section B into B and B2. B1 and B2. Well, let's hear it first. And that was B and B2. Let's start with B. The very first bar, we start by playing this. What I'm doing here is I have my first finger on the first string, 3rd fret, and third finger on the second string, 5th fret. And I will be playing the root on string 6 and open 6, and also string 1 and 2. The second note we're playing is string 1 and 2 again. The note that follows, all we have to do is move this exact same shape up 2 frets. After we play this note, we will be adding the percussive on string 1 and 2. And the note that follows this percussive, all we have to do again is move this shape up 2 frets. But instead of this exact same shape, we'll be moving this finger away and adding our second finger on instead. The note that follows this one, we go back to the first shape and we move 1 fret up. And now let's move on to the second half of the first bar. The second half of the first bar, we start with a root, which is an open 5th string. What we want to do is keep the shape we ended with. And now all we have to do for the second half is add one more note. With our second finger, we want to fret the 9th fret on the 3rd string. That is our second half. So we have the same very familiar pattern. We're playing string 3 and then 2, followed by a percussive and the note that the percussive is on. The percussive is on string 3, which means we're playing the 3rd string right after. Before we move on to the next bar, we want to add in the root for the next bar, which is the open string 4. The next bar, we start all the way down here with the second shape. So I have my first finger on the 2nd fret and second finger on the 2nd string, 3rd fret. Like the first bar, we're playing the first one twice. After this, we want to move up 1 fret and play the same shape, same exact thing as bar 1. The exact same thing. First finger on the 1st string, 3rd fret, third finger on the 2nd string, 5th fret. And we have the same pattern. We have a percussive. And as we are playing the percussive, we can slide this shape up 2 frets. And we end the first half of this bar by playing this. We slide this up 2 frets and switch to the second shape. After we play this, we want to add in one more root on the 3rd string, an open 3rd string. Following the root, we're playing the 2nd string, and then a percussive on string 1 and 2, and then pluck the string right after. Right after we pluck these 2 strings, we want to slide these 2 notes all the way down. Now let's move on to bar 3. Bar 3, we have a C chord. Except we will not be needing the note that our 2nd finger is fretting, so we can use this finger instead to play the melody. So at the beginning of bar 3, we'll be playing string 1 and 2 and the root on string 5. What we are doing here, again, like the previous 2 bars, we're playing the melody note twice. And what follows is this note. We have an extra melody note, which I will be fretting using my middle finger, which is free. And now we have a percussive. After the percussive, we want to add in our pinky. As we're playing the percussive, we want to add in our pinky on the 3rd fret, on the 1st string. And then we want to slide this up to the 5th fret. We can let go of everything else as we are sliding. And after we hit the 5th fret, we want to add in our 3rd finger on string 3, also the 5th fret. Just like this. And we will be playing, as you can see in the tab, we will be playing string 5, 2, 3, 1. Five, 2, 3, 1. What follows this is a percussive on string 2 and an open string 2 right after. And while we are playing this, we want to slide this back down to 3. After we get back down, we want to play this chord, which is a G flat or F sharp. So the way we play this, after we slide this back down, I will be using my 2nd finger for the 1st string 2nd fret, my 3rd finger for the 3rd string 3rd fret, and then my thumb for string 6 2nd fret. And the 2 melody notes that follows is simply, we play it simply by adding on our pinky and then removing it again. And then we have a percussive and then open 1st string. The second half of this bar, we start by playing this, which is fret 4 on the 2nd string. I'll be playing it with my 3rd finger. And let's play the 5th string 2nd fret with our 1st finger. We want to break this up, so we will be playing string 2 first, and then the root on string 5. The 2 notes that follow have the same shape. So what we want to do here is first slide this shape up 1 fret. So from here, up 1 fret, and then slide your 1st finger up an extra fret. So now there's no gap in between these two. This is the first shape, there's 1 gap. The next shape does not have a gap. So my 3rd finger will go up 1, and my 1st finger will go up 2. The note that follows this one, we have to move this up another 2 frets, and we are done with this bar. Alright, let's move on. Now we're moving into B2. For B2, we're playing almost the exact same thing. We have a couple slight variations, but we start off with the same thing, so let's play that first. As you can hear, the first half of bar 1 of B2 is exactly the same as B1. But what follows is a little different. We'll be going even higher. Right after this, the open 5th string, we will be playing the strings 1 and 2 again. Right after that, we want to move this shape up another 2 frets. And then we want to play a percussive on string 1 and 2 as we move up 1 more fret. And this time, I will be removing my 1st finger and adding on my 2nd finger on fret 12. This is how we play this 12 and 13. Right after I pluck this, I'll be sliding my hand down as I lift my 3rd finger and move it over 1 string on the exact same fret. This will prepare us for bar 2. Oh, by the way, we're sliding down 2 frets. And since our 2nd finger doesn't move, we want to use that as our guide. The 2nd bar, we start off with string 1 and 4. We have an open 4th string as our root. And then we slide the same thing down 2 frets. We play string 3 and then 1. As we slide this down 2 more frets, using our 3rd finger as the guide finger, because now we have to use our pinky to fret the 7th fret on the 1st string. As we play the same 2 strings, string 3 and then 1. Now we want to add in the root, which is on the 5th fret on string 4. The second half of this bar, we play this pattern. We play string 2 and then 3 for our melody, or our filler, however you want to think about it. And now we have a percussive on the 1st string. As we pluck it right after, we want to slide this note down to get ready for bar 3. Bar 3, again, we start off basically exactly the same. Now the only tiny difference is at the very end of this bar. We'll be adding the note, we'll be breaking the next chord apart. In B1 we played this chord at the same time. Now instead we want to play this note first, the third string first, and then string 1 and 6. So all we're doing is moving this note to the previous bar, at the end of the previous bar. That part is the same. Now what follows, the second half of the fourth bar, we are going to play differently. Although these are the exact same notes, we'll be playing it all the way up here in preparation for section C. Now what I'm doing here is I'm using my third finger to fret the third string on the 8th fret, and I'll be using my thumb for the root on the 7th fret on the 6th string. As some of you may know, this is a B7 chord. Now this part you can play two different ways. If you want to play the same as the recording, you want to play these two notes at the same time, right before the third beat. Or you can keep it consistent and play the 8 first, so the third string first, and then string 6. So what follows the first two notes is a 7 on the second string, which I will be using my second finger for. And then we'll complete this chord by adding our first finger on the 4th string, 7th fret. As we play the percussives on the middle two strings, so string 3 and 4, we can get ready by completing the chord, and then we pluck the two strings. So as you can see, this is a small trick. I'm not finding the entire chord at the same time. You can if you want to, but you don't have to, so you don't have to panic. All you have to do is find these two notes first, and then find the next note, and then find the last one. And that brings us to the end of section B. Alright, let's put all of them together and hear it one last time. And at the very end, we have an open 5th string, but this is technically a part of section C. So we'll cover that in the next part. So that was part 3 of Pavane of the Starry Night. I hope you were able to follow along, and I will see you in the next one, which is part 4, and we'll be working on section C. Alright, I hope you have a great day. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.